they always come back. They always come back. The avoidant always comes back. Is that true? Not really. And there are two types of people that the avoidant does not go back to, and I'm going to tell you who they are, and the one type of person that they do. So let's break this down. Hi, my name is Terracin. If you're new here, consider me your spiritual midwife through your awakening. Now, the first type of partner that the avoidant does not go back to is the one that needs constant validation. Why didn't you text me? They didn't text me good night. Is there something wrong? The one that's always trying to, where are we? Where are we going? That needs constant reassurance. This is the anxiously attached partner, right? It's too much for the avoidant to handle. They can barely be present with their own emotions and barely validate themselves, let alone having to do that for another person. And then they always feel like they're letting that person down in a way. So they're probably not going back to that partner. The second one is the toxic ex, the one that's always picking fights. And again, it's also anxious attachment, but it's fiery. Look, conflict, avoidants avoid conflict. They hate conflict. It literally, this is how we grew up, and I'm a recovering fearful avoidant, so I know this. If they grew up in conflict, most did, that feels familiar in a way, but it is a trauma bonded response. It feels like fire in the body. They're literally running from that, and it's toxic. Again, the back forth, throwing stuff and sending nasty texts and all this. No, they're not coming back to you, sugar. I am sorry. That is not who they go back to. The partner that the avoidant does go back to was the one that was solid, likely sober, emotionally mature. She could hold space for her own emotions with a lot of ease in a way, and she could hold space for them. But she set boundaries. She knew who she was. She could validate herself. She loved herself, and she likely walked away because she could not be in that anymore. If they were not willing to rise, if they weren't willing to meet that person halfway, she will always be the one that got away. She will be the phantom ex. It could be she or he, right? But it was the safe partner, the one that never pushed them, but that invited them to rise. The one that never shamed them for being who they were, just took care of her own self and her own emotions and her own heart. So which one are you? And really ask yourself that, seriously, which one of these are you? And the sooner you get honest about where you were in that dynamic, the sooner you're going to be able to understand your own wounds.